Hello everybody, welcome on in. I'm Orion. We are back with more yet another zombie survivors. Today we are going to do a pure elemental build. So we're going to be running three characters. We're going to run the mechanic, we're going to run the pyro, and then we're going to run the engineer. These are three of the most, I guess, elemental based characters in the game. Mechanic, we're going to run with ice. Pyro, obviously fire, and then the engineer is going to be our electric user. This is really going to be a pure elemental build. As you can tell by my badges here, we're going to run ice type, we're going to run elemental damage tags, we're going to run fire, and we're going to run electric. So we're not going to run the basic damage, we're not going to run the HP armor. We're going to go full out on elemental damage, see if this build is going to be legit at all. I don't know. I know the engineer is a really strong character, probably the strongest in the game. So it might be able to kind of carry us through this a little bit once we get our energy shield going. I'm not quite sure what the damage is going to look like though. Because it will be, this is definitely really going to be a gimmicky build. I'm going to take all the elemental upgrades to items. So I'm gonna take like there's two for each one. There's two fire items, two electric items, and then two ice items. We're gonna take all of those. It's gonna be, at least I'm gonna try to take all of those. If they show up, I'm gonna pick them. But it should be fun to try out, and let's see what we can do with this. It's not gonna be like, I don't know what the right word is. I don't want to say like synergize, because it seems like these would synergize relatively well together, because we are going to get a good amount of ability damage from the mechanics, her transmitter, and then the pyro is going to give us a lot of elemental damage bonus with his no pain no gain. So we'll see, it might synergize well, but mixing between all three of the elements feels like it is kind of spreading ourselves a little too thin. I don't really know. We'll see. Oh, and of course we don't get any of the ones we want, so let's just liberate this. I don't care the class order here. It doesn't really matter. I guess maybe pyro last, because I kind of feel like the pyro might be the weakest, but I'm not really sure. I guess we'll kind of find out. This will be a good build to tell who's gonna kind of be the weakest of these classes. We'll run I'm gonna run the flamethrower weapon too, which has notoriously not been a very good weapon. So we'll kind of see how that goes too. I think the mechanics weapons are relatively decent though. I think her ice cannon, or whatever you want to call it, the nitro, what is it called, nitra something, I think that's a pretty good weapon. Alright, let's go. Let's run the new weapon again today. Let's run the plasma weapon. I think we'll give that a go. We're not going to have a lot of sustainability here again. For one, I'm going to have 500 less HP than I usually normally do, because I almost always run. So I'm going to banish Ultra Instinct, because I know for a fact I'm not going to use this. Yeah, so let's banish that. Yeah, we'll banish that, because I know we're not going to use that. Then let's re-roll these. Okay, so we can, I'm going to take this one, but obviously not right now. Or can I take it now? I can take it now. Okay. I think I will take this one. So this is going to give us 2 fire, 2 ice, and 2 electric. But if any of the above tags are above 4 or more, it's going to give us +4. We already have 8 ice, 8 fire, and 8 electric, so let's take that for the extra tags. Okay, then we're gonna do the new weapon we agreed on, right? So let's wait. And then any sort of okay, here's the plasma. So any sort of evolution, I'm gonna take the ones that benefit the elemental spells. So for instance, the engineer can get frozen turrets and then can get frozen energy shield. So we'll do that. The pyro for the Molotov can get, you also throw like an ice Molotov too, I think. So we'll take things like that. Just literally anything that's gonna add to these three elements. Some of these have chemical stuff, but I don't think we'll do the chemical. I guess we still can, because chemical is considered a chemical damage for our tag. But we're not gonna really have much chemical damage here. I'd prefer to try to keep it as close to ice, fire, and electric as we can. And there's not going to be a lot of room for other items in this build, because if it goes correctly, I'm going to take the 6 items, because I'm going to fill up 6 slots with the elemental stuff. You know, again, 2 for each, 2 for electric, 2 for fire, 2 for ice. So there's not going to be a lot of room for other items here. So I'm not really sure what, I guess one of the spots is probably going to be filled with, I'm trying to click over to this magic hat, but that might get replaced once I get some of the other ones. Because this is definitely a commit to the build run. We're just gonna go as much elemental stats and damage as I can get here. All right, let's go with ability critical damage. Okay, I would like to get one of my other classes here. Okay, so there's Pyro. Alright, Plasma is now maxed out. Okay, Glass of Milk is probably the... Glass of Milk is 100% gonna be one of our items here. I'm really glad we actually saw that early. So, as you know, or as you may or may not know, you have to keep Glass of Milk now in your inventory. You no longer get the bonuses for it if you max it out and then drop it. So, that is going to be one of our items. 100% that's staying in my inventory the whole time. Especially when I'm not going to have really much... I'm not going to have much... life regen here with no medic or anything. All right, so this is gonna be a good one for us. No pain, no gain. So it's going to give us movement speed, weapon reduction, but then it's also going to give us more elemental damage. So once we get that leveled up and we get the reverse on it, where it does it if we're at full health, that's going to be the one we go for, I think. That Glass of Milk is going to be super crucial too, especially since I didn't get the extra 500 health and armor. Okay, let's go with more no... Yeah, let's go with more no pain, no gain. That's gonna be... Obviously, that's gonna be a key for this, a key spell for this build, for all that extra elemental damage. Okay, let's go Fire Axe. Okay, this would be a really good item to pair with the glass of milk, but not for this build. I think I will take the ban hammer though, so let's banish. We'll banish the teddy bear. That gives us a 50% chance, but I like the ban hammer because that's gonna guarantee. So I'm gonna take those. I'm gonna take those ones for a little bit because that usually helps us get the items we need. All right, let's go. Let's get. Oh no, we're not banishing any of these. Then let's go. No pain, no gain. Okay, so full bonus is always active, but health regeneration no longer works. That's a no. We did that before. I don't like that one. Let's go Molotov cocktail. Because we are still gonna have some life regeneration. I'm not gonna get rid of all of it. I think if you want to do no life regeneration, you need a specific build to help you get other ways to regenerate health then. So you need to get some extra items that help with that, and we're not going to be doing that. Okay, let's go with weapon damage on... You could put that on the pyro. We'll try that. As much as I like the engineer, this isn't gonna be let's just buff up the engineer as much as we can build. I did that last time with an electric build we did. So we're gonna share the love between all three of these classes. Okay. Oh, nope, not spray. I'm not gonna do the spray. I'm gonna do the one that does fire and ice. I know we could have done these classes and then replaced the mechanic with the medic, and we could have gotten a lot of ice and sustainability, which, you know, that might be, if you're looking to do the longest run possible, that's probably the better choice. But I'm not looking to do that every single run, because the medic's obviously one of the better classes in this game too. So I like to try to just mix it up a little bit. So that's what we're doing. Like, I know the medic would probably be a better ice pick. Okay, so we can actually do the rock and roll here too if we wanted to. Let's banish hit tracks. Yeah, and then I'm gonna take rock and roll. So now I have a free banish and a free reroll. Let's keep these items until we start getting some of the ones we're looking for. It's funny that they both showed up right back to back. So again, now I get a free reroll and a free banish. Next time an SOS shows up, I do want to make sure that we get, alright, let's do the blowtorch. I do want to make sure that we get the mechanic though. Especially, oh yeah, I get free rerolls now. Well, actually, does it? Yeah, I think it does count on those. You can't banish the classes, which I wish you could. But our free reroll should work on that. All right, let's go with ability duration. Put that on the engineer. Okay, so this is the one we're gonna do. Additional Molotov filled with liquid nitrogen is thrown and creates ice explosions on impact. So now this is gonna be a fire and ice Molotov cocktail. Okay, I'm gonna do my free yeah, I wish you could banish. I don't know why you can't banish these. Let's do my free reroll. I'll do one more. Ah, gosh dang it. You stupid game. I hate this sometimes. Alright, there's the mechanic. I really wish you could at least banish though. Like banish someone. That would make getting the classes you want so much better if you could banish. I understand the whole nature of the wanting RNG and all that, but I think banish. Just let me banish. Give me banish. That would be great. Okay, so RC car is going to be a cool one too, because when we get that evolved, we should be able to get that to do fire also now. It'll do like an oil spill. So there's going to be some good mixtures of being able to do like fire and ice on some of these. So here's reverse. The bonus is reduced, but the requirements are reversed. It is now greater the healthier the pyro is. So we're gonna do that one. So slightly less bonus, but it'll always be up. The more health we have. Let's go ice turret. Oh man, Ring of Power. Should that be our other item? There's the ice one. I think I would rather have Ring of Power over this one. Yeah, let's go Ring of Power. I'm gonna lock down Snowflake. So I guess we'll do Ring of Power, and then we'll do the milk as our 2 items. And then the other 6 items are gonna be these type of items. So let's banish. I guess it doesn't matter what we banish. Let's banish. We'll take Ring of Power. Ring of Power is gonna be a good one because that'll give me extra damage for everything. Just 40% damage for abilities and our weapons. And then Glass of Milk will be the second item, and then the other 6 will be geared towards our perspective, or the elements that we're going for. gonna have to build up a lot of ability duration and cooldown for the engineer. Or yeah, for the engineer, so I can try to get the energy shield up as much as possible. Since we're not gonna be able to get it through items, gonna have to do it through level ups and not item crates, but military trainings. So that's really gonna be our saving grace here, is this energy shield, and then being able to stun enemies as they get to us, so we can sort of navigate our way through the horde. Okay, so let's banish the empty chest. We'll take this one first. So that's one of the items we're looking for. We'll take that one first because I do have a little bit more electric than ice right now, I think. Ability cooldown reduction. Yes, that's a good one. That on the engineer. Okay, let's take energy shield. Those are the kind of upgrades we're gonna need here. So for this one, you know, we're gonna take Sub-Zero again, because for obvious reasons, it's ice and electric. It meshes well with what we're doing here. All right, so let's do Flamethrower. Okay, then we can do Trusty Spanner here. Let's lock down Ice Turret. Alright, let's see how good Flamethrower is going to be. This weapon wasn't really that great before the update. I don't really know if it got a buff or not. I don't recall really seeing anything about it, but maybe. Again, it doesn't really matter too much what we do here. I know I'm not going to take Frozen Hearts, so let's just... I mean, we're not really going to take any of these. So let's take Snowflake. So if we stay within this transmitter right here, we get basically a 20% bonus to our abilities, cooldown reduction, duration, and I think damage. Okay, let's go with duration. I'm really gonna put a lot of the duration and cooldown reduction onto the engineer. But damage will spread out a little bit. Because it's gonna be super important to try to get this energy shield up to have it almost at 100% upkeep. I don't want it sitting down too long because we're gonna need it. Okay, we will do the Bermuda Triangle. So let's take that one. The other one does slashing damage. I just want to keep it all. Let's just keep it as much ice as we can. So I love some of these items, but I mean, I guess I could take this one for now. Actually, this one would probably be this one would be a pretty good item too. Dang it. Dang it. Oh, should we? Okay. I feel like I should shift a little bit here. I don't think we're gonna go with a full 6. I think I need to take this item. This one feels too good right now. Because everybody's gonna have burn, everybody's gonna have electric, and then everybody's gonna be frozen. Actually, wait, we can okay, well I'm gonna take this one for now. We're gonna take that one for now. Oh, I didn't do a banish there. We'll take that one for now. And then I guess we still have to see the other items. So we have a little while till we can make that decision. But I kind of feel like I should keep that item. That one's gonna be too good for our damage buffs here. Alright, let's lock down Lancer. We'll max out Flamethrower. Let's lock down Firewall. Oh, see, sometimes it does that. I don't know if that's my controller or if it's the game like double reading a button hit, but I'm almost positive I'm not hitting the button twice. But it's done that a couple times to me now. I mean, it very well could be my controller, but I don't know. I'm just glad it hasn't done that at the wrong time, where I'm trying to like pick something else. Okay, we can go with cooling mod here. Ooh, another ability. Wow. Okay, this is working out pretty well for us in terms of these upgrades we're getting. Okay, so we're gonna do always active. The other option is it adds chemical to it, but we're gonna do always active here. Okay, so we'll take this one. So here's where we can make our shift. This is where we can make our shift. I can get rid of these ones where they last twice as long. And we'll go with the ones that have mainly the bonuses on them. You know, like electric enemies have a chance to transfer the effect. The ice ones can make an ice cloud. The fire ones can do extra explosions. I think that's where we'll make our shift. Yeah, because usually these twice as long ones aren't usually as good, but they do give you more tags. So let's banish. Let's do a banish here. Let's just banish walkie-talkie. We'll take icon, and then we're gonna replace this one. I still want to keep these for now, so let's replace that. So yeah, slight shift here. Slight shift. There's so many items in this game that I kind of forget about some of them. And as soon as I saw that gaslighter, I was like, oh wait, I have to put that in the build. I have to. Like, that's gonna be a really good damage increase for us. And it's a bummer we can't get rid of that glass of milk, but it is what it is. I always thought that it was broken, that you could just get your bonuses and then drop the item, so it's not surprising that they changed it. I'm just surprised. I'm more surprised it took them so long. I feel much better about this now. I could feel my damage really not doing that good. And if I kept sticking with those tags, I didn't think it, like, I knew it wasn't going to be that strong of a build, but I think I feel a little bit better sort of shifting over here a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not going to shift all the way out of taking those items, but I think we'll get rid of maybe a couple of them. Alright, let's do our banish on... I mean, I could banish any of these. Let's do silver padlock. Let's do our free reroll. Okay, that's a no. Do another banish. Dodge. I guess at this point I might as well just use most of my rerolls and see what we can get. Okay, this is a no. Let's banish. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be taking glass cannon. We can banish bleeding. I mean, I get like a free reroll, so all right, let's, like, I know I'm not utilizing, but I'm also getting rid of stuff quicker. So let's, I can't believe we're not seeing any of the other ones we need. All right, then let's banish the pocket watch. Okay, so we basically used everything now. I still get a free banish and a free reroll each time it shows up, but hopefully that'll do a decent job of eliminating some of the pools since I just banished everything there. Alright, I think we're gonna go with the other one where it gives it the 100%. Let's go with that one. Actually, if I get a free banish, I should just banish those. I never really thought of that. Banish, since I have a free banish, is that just gonna banish that one though, or will it banish the whole thing? It probably just banishes that, but... Alright, let's go with another cooldown reduction on the engineer. Yeah, so you feel the difference now between what we're doing now and 10 minutes ago. Now we're doing actual damage, and I can kill the guys without really getting hit too much right now because our stun is really well. We're killing them relatively decent. So this definitely feels a lot better than it did 10 minutes ago when I was when I was like on the verge of death already. So like at 11 minutes into the run, it was looking relatively shiesty. Now we'll just see how well this can hold up into the later game. Okay, so let's do... I don't know if I want to risk like banishing it. It doesn't really matter that much. Like, there's plenty of other things to pick at the moment. All right, let's banish plot armor. And then we'll do our free reroll. Still no, huh? All right. Oh, you're gonna let me banish again. Oh, awesome. Okay, well, let's banish Chick Mag. I wasn't sure it was gonna do that. That's weird. All right, not chainsaw. Let's go with electrocution. Chainsaw was a really, really bad weapon. I don't know. I don't know if you watched the other build I did the other day. Okay, so we're gonna do the additional ice damage now as 100%. I did a melee slashing build the other day. It was a fun build. It wasn't really that strong, but I used the chainsaw in that build, and that weapon was garbage. And I don't know if it's because it just wasn't hitting anything because the other weapons were, and they were stealing all the kills, but man, that weapon did like 6,000 DPS. It was absolutely horrible. So I don't know what the deal with that weapon is, but It might need to be looked at. All right, we're not gonna do, I guess it doesn't matter. I think it's venomous. It's either venomous or, oh no, the other one's, I think the other one's fire. It's either fire or explosion. If it's fire, then let's do fire. Okay, let's do XP modifier. All right, let's go electric turret. Yeah, so it is fire. Good. Okay, so activates only when they're at least 10 minutes in its range, applies burning. So yeah, let's do that one. I'm gonna lock down electric turret. This is going pretty good. We haven't really picked up any other elemental types other than the ones we're using for this build, which is pretty cool. All right, let's banish. I'm gonna banish Burger. Let's do our free reroll. So it gives me a free banish every time, but before it was using my banishes, so that's interesting that it works like that. Let's do toilet paper because we're not doing chemical, and then we'll skip these. I haven't seen any of the fire items. There's a couple fire items that we're looking for too. And I know I unbanned. I know I went through and I checked to make sure everything wasn't banned in the item pools. All right, let's go electric turret. And then with electric turret, we'll get the ice. Oh, and every time we do our transmitter too, it sends out an electric field for damage. It's one of the synergies the mechanic has with the engineer. Okay, so we'll go cooling here. So turrets have less range, but pulse twice as often and deal additional ice damage. Okay, there's our nitro gun. So fires a lightweight grenade filled to the brim with rapidly expanding liquid nitrogen. So there's our ice weapon. Right, wow. Okay, let's banish Magazine clip. Alright, let's banish bells and whistles. Skip these. We can do weapon damage. Let's do that on the mechanic. Mechanic needs to get some love here on her damage and stuff. So we're starting to run out of abilities here. So let's focus on the remote control car and we'll get that to do the oil spill so we can get fire. And I think it's really just those, I think it's just those abilities now. Okay, so here's the burning one. This is one of the ones where I kind of burning twice as long actually might not be as bad though. Let's take burning and let's replace, I think we'll replace the frozen. Because burning twice as long actually applies like a damage effect. So let's do that. But I still want, I want the ones that actually apply like a bonus to them where they'll do extra. One of them, I think, I can't remember what the fire one is, but I think like they have a chance to explode for additional fire damage. The lightning one has the chance to transfer the, although we have the lightning one. Yeah, we have this lightning one where it can transfer. And then there's the frozen one where it can do an ice cloud. Like, those are the ones I want. Those are the ones I would prefer to have. Because the last twice as long ones, I'm not sure about those. I don't think they're as good, I guess. I would rather spread the effect more, because between stunning them, freezing them, and then just killing them, it kind of seems like twice as long isn't as much needed. Okay, we're not going to do the Nemesis. Let's go with the EMP grenade. Okay, so here's oil spill. RC car explosion now leaves an oil spill that slows down enemies and bursts into fire after a while. So that seems cool. That fits the build. It seems like we're gonna get almost like a perfect build here with no other elements really. Let's do... think the mechanic can utilize that. Oh no, dang it. The mechanics. Alright. No, oh yeah, it is the mechanic. Dang. Alright. The mechanic's more of a cooldown. For some reason I thought the mechanic had a magazine size. Yeah, I guess not. Alright. All right, so I mean, this is a jeez. Okay, and then we'll get rid of the last twice as long. Back out first and banish. Oh, the frozen one too. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, so let's lock down this. I'm gonna take this. We're gonna replace the twice as long, and then we'll get that frozen one, and then we'll start getting rid of the banishes and rerolls. And then I think we're looking pretty decent here. Yeah, so we definitely shifted. We definitely shifted a little bit for the better, though. Definitely for the better. I should have just planned to do that from the beginning to get those status effect damage bonuses and the pipe, but I think I got a little too gimmicky trying to do the items. This build's gonna be much better this way. I mean, it's literally lightning, fire, ice, and lightning and electric. it's the perfect item for this. I have like no slashing or kinetic damage in this build. All right, let's do damage types of, what's the other one? The other one's gonna lower, yeah, the other one right here lowers the ability. Now throws a grenade that deals damage of a random type in addition to their standard electric explosion. Sure. That might put a little bit of chemical into our build, but now, if we wanted to go again, so what we could do too is, as I was saying, like if you wanted to swap out the mechanic right here for the medic, you could do ice and chemical on the medic. You could do experiment 21 all ice, and then you could do her main weapon chemical. So then you can get even more status effects going. All right, let's banish solar panel. Okay, so let's use my free reroll here too. Then let's banish injured. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one now, and then I'm gonna get rid of the banish one, and we'll keep the reroll. So what we should have called this is like the skull build, or the icon build, because I think the other one's gonna be an icon too. So once we get that, we'll replace this one, and then we'll see about maybe replacing this one, but I don't know. I wish I could move these around. Like I would like to rearrange them. That's what my OCD is telling me. I want that to look a little bit better. Okay, let's go with, I don't know if I need more ability. Let's just put a little bit more on the engineer. I think I might have full uptime now on my energy shield though. It looks like it. So I don't think I need to put any more on him. But it still works really well because all his other abilities benefit really well from cooldown reduction. Okay, we're gonna do signal boost. I don't know how much I just want to stay inside my signal though the whole time, so I think we're still gonna kind of run around a little bit. Alright, we don't have much more to do here. Let's just max out this. Oh, let's look at what we're doing now, too. So we have 27 ice, 37% chance to freeze, 52%, slow them down by 52%, and a 22% chance to permafreeze them. With fire, we have a 42% chance to burn. They receive 185 every 0.5 seconds. And then every burning tick has a 32% chance to apply burn to nearby enemies. And then this has electric, 52%. They become stunned for 1 second. And then there's a 21% chance they get struck by lightning for 940 damage. So this is a reroll. I'm gonna keep that item a little bit longer. I like the ones that are the infinite ones where you can just take them and they apply to everyone and not just an individual survivor. Oh my god. That guy hit me for 2,000 damage. Oh my gosh. This is where we're gonna get a little bit. This is where we're gonna start getting. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't have hardly any survivability here, so we have good CC, but I don't have as much HP as I could. I don't have the additional armor. I don't have a medic to heal me. So we're gonna have to rely on just not getting hit. I do think we'll come back to this build some point. We'll keep the pyro, we'll keep the engineer, but we'll sub out the mechanic for the medic and see what we can do with that. Okay, let's do our free reroll. That's an interesting one, but I'm not gonna take that for this one. We'll just skip. Because the way I look at it, you know, we do so much fire, so much electric. They're gonna get the status effect put on them anyways. You know, if the flamethrower doesn't do it, the firewalk will. If the firewalk doesn't do it, the Molotov will. If that doesn't do it, then the electric car will with the burning oil. Like, everybody's gonna get the status effect put on them one way or another. So I don't really think it matters that much. But I do need to get something soon to replace that reroll item. So I think maybe the next crate we will, because we're 40 minutes into the game now. I can't sit on that reroll item forever waiting for that the last skull for fire. I need something that's gonna help me kill. You gotta be kidding me. A legendary pickup range. Screw you, game. I don't want pickup range. Ever. You're never gonna convince me to take pickup range. Unless we're doing a build. There are builds that you can do with pickup range. Other than that, I'll never take it. Okay, let's see if we can get rid of this reroll item. Like, I need to get, like, this damage item. Like, I could take this. Let's lock it down. And then we'll do a reroll. Just in case. And we'll just get rid of this. I don't want to sit on this too long. Because it does kind of feel like my end may be coming to an end here soon. Because I'm taking a lot of damage. And if I get double hit, I'm basically dead. So I'm gonna try to stack up some of this life regen. All right, let's do the electric bomb. Nails deal additional electric damage and penetrate more enemies. I need to get across to these mercs. You know, this is pretty good for like a non-medic build. This is doing pretty good. 44 minutes right now. About. All right. Man, we're not gonna get that last. We're not gonna get this last icon, are we? All right. I guess we'll just skip these then. I'm looking for health regeneration for that. For those level ups. That's what I want the most. Oh no. About to say there's like no hearts on the map too. I'm gonna have to come back to that item, I think. Got it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. That'll give me like 15 extra health regeneration per second, which honestly is super useful right now. I don't even know what 5. I don't even know what any of those are gonna do, honestly. 5 armors. 5 armor even gonna. 5 armor's not gonna do anything right now. Ability damage, and then let's do that on the Pyro. Pyro has Firewalk and Molotov, and again, let's not put it all on the engineer every time. My controller shut off for some reason. It's like, what the heck? Oh my gosh, why is it? Sorry, I don't know what's happening. I hope I don't have to switch to mouse and keyboard again here. Okay, so again, no. Skip these. Yeah, wow. It's just, you know, some games it's just like that. I mean, luckily we seem to be doing fine. I mean, we're obviously fine without it, but it would have been cool to get. But at this point, I don't know what I would replace it with. We'll put that on the engineer. Because I really like everything we have now. I like that I got the stretcher here for extra survivability, and then I like all the other damage items I have. I can't, like, as much as I want to hang out in that, in the transmitter, I can't. Like, the enemies get to me too quick, and it gets too crowded, and then they hit me and I die. Although I might die here anyways. Oh man, I need to make my way to the middle. That was a good run though. 50 something minutes, about 52 minutes with no medic. That's pretty solid. All right, damage here was okay. The engineer clearly dominated the damage, double what everybody else did. So let's see, we did 22,000 electrocution, 25,000 plasma, 11,000 electric, and then 14,000 energy shield. We did 18,000 flamethrower. That's not too bad. 11,000 makeshift bomb. Firewalk did less than I thought, and so did this. These didn't really do that good of damage. Firewalk usually does pretty good damage. And then here, wow, 31,000. This surprises me. 31,000 nitro gun, and then 15,000 remote control car. And then 9,000 ice turret. I thought the ice turret would have done more too, especially with all the bonuses we had here. I'm surprised to see the ice turret so low. Overall though, I think that was a pretty good build. I think if you wanted to min-max this though, I think it would be best to switch out the mechanic for the medic. And then if you went medic, you could go ice and chemical, and then you could still take the gaslighter over here, so you could get that extra 20% damage for each status effect. That would be pretty solid. You could still take this item and not lose any chemical damage. And then you could sort of build somewhat similar. I mean, these items may or may not be worth it. I think some of them are cool. Like, I like that you can now transfer the effect. Emits an aura. We didn't get the fire one, but there's definitely some ways you can change this up a little bit. But I do think in terms of, although you do lose a lot of, I don't know, like, I don't know if the pyro and medic would be enough DPS. Because the pyro didn't really do much more than the mechanic here. But I mean, we did still survive 50. Yeah, I mean, you could probably swap out the medic and you could survive way more than an hour with this build. So that's probably, if you wanted to min-max that, probably sub out the mechanic, put the medic in for ice, and then chemical if you want it to. But with the survivability and the revives and all the extra healing, I think that'd be super beneficial. But I think that was a good run overall. 52 minutes non-medic build. That was pretty solid. And we just basically went all, like, tag types all into elemental stuff. So that was fun. So that's gonna be it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.